Welcome to this month's Minute with Victor, where Dr. Cotton answers your questions.
This month's question comes from a physician who writes, some parents refuse to have their children immunized because they believe immunizations are dangerous. I think these are bad decisions, but I don't believe I'm allowed to override the parents' wishes. What's my legal obligation in these situations, and what if it's something more serious like a parent refusing insulin for a kid who's in DKA? When it comes to making decisions for a child, the law is heavily on the side of the parent. And as long as the child's basic needs are being met, no one has any authority to intervene. But that dynamic changes once the child's welfare is compromised. In those situations, we have both a right and a duty to step in and protect the child. So the first question here is whether refusing a measles shot endangers the child to such a degree that you should override the parent. Well, it certainly increases the risk of getting the measles, and measles can be a serious illness. But the overall risk is relatively small and temporarily removed, and it doesn't rise to the level needed to override the parent. However, that doesn't mean that we're powerless. We still have an obligation to warn the parent of the risk they're taking, and we should document that discussion in the record. Given that the risk is somewhat limited, that's as much as we can do. Now, you also asked about a parent who refuses insulin for a kid who's in DKA. Well, that's a completely different situation because there's an imminent risk of serious harm, which means that you have a legal duty and obligation to step in and protect the child. So if you're in this situation and the parents are refusing insulin, and it doesn't matter why they're refusing, you should give the insulin. And you may need to involve hospital security to accomplish that, but you give the insulin and then you call your attorney to discuss the situation. It's important to respect the tremendous amount of authority that parents have, but we should never allow a child to die when medical care can readily save his life. Thanks again for listening.